Sir, news from the underground.
Hello, welcome to the Underground. This is the podcast where we talk about the world and how crazy and weird and messed up it is. I'm your host, Duncan Michael McPherson. So today on the podcast, I want to do another PPC one because the election's coming up and I really believe that they're the only party to vote for. So some of the criticisms that I've heard about the PPC is that one of them is like the immigration policy and they're not open to as many immigrants as usual. And this is a concern for me because I think that we have a lot of space in Canada and we have room for immigrants. And I also think that immigrants a lot of times come from countries that bring conservative values to Canada and would actually make us more conservative if they were voting. You know, a lot of people who are coming from Muslim countries have a lot more like family oriented and things like that, closer to what I believe in. So I also heard that the PPC was racist, which is ridiculous and stupid. And I can't believe people say things so carelessly. It's one thing to criticize a policy. It's another thing to call it racist and just think that that's an end to the conversation. So anyway, what I want to look at actually is not their immigration policy, but their refugee policy, because my biggest concern about the immigration policy is what about refugees? Like, these are people who are in terrible need and war-torn countries, and they need a place to go. And so I don't care so much about immigrants, like people just coming here. Yeah, like if you just want to come here, I don't have a problem with saying no to some people and yes to other people based on how qualified they are or how much they're going to contribute to society. But refugees, I have a problem saying no to. So I wanted to go specifically to the refugee policy instead of their immigration policy and look at that. So, if you see my screen, this is the PPC's official website, and you can see this is the refugee plan. It talks about the open borders and letting too many refugees in that are not actually refugees and things like that. Anyway, I want to go down to their plan. So let me just read what they say. Our current refugee policy is unsustainable, costly, and is being abused by false refugees at our borders. This must end. Agreed. I agree. If you're not a refugee and you're claiming refugee status, too bad, get in a legitimate way. The moral obligation of Canada's government is to first help those in need among our own population and then to give priority to real refugees. So I think we do have a priority to our own population, but these people are really suffering and we need to help people who are in war-torn countries and things like that. I'm just going to skip down because this is a lot about people coming in illegally. I want to skip down to this, though, and talk about the racist thing. This is part of their plan. Give priority to refugees belonging to persecuted groups who have nowhere to go in neighboring countries. For example, Christians, Yazidis, which I had to look up over here, which is in northern Iraq. And I just want to point out the Yazidi religion is monotheistic and has roots in the Western pre-Zoroastrian Iranic faith. So they're not Muslim. I think they're Kurdish. Some people call them Kurds. I don't know. Anyway, they're not white people is the bottom line. They're not like Western Christian, people. So Christians, Yazidis, and members of other minority religions in majority Muslim countries. And then it goes on to say, so that sounds racist there, maybe. People who are fleeing Muslims, like the Taliban in Afghanistan now. But then it goes on to say members of the Ahmadi community and other Muslims in these countries who are persecuted because they reject political Islam and adhere to Western values. So let me see. They're racist because they want to help Muslims and put Muslims who are being persecuted because they have Western values. That doesn't work. They're not racist then. Also, members of sexual minorities, so people who are from the LGBT community but are being persecuted in whatever country, whether it's Muslim countries or other countries, they want to put them as a priority as well. Doesn't sound racist to me. So I just wanted to address that and say that the PPC is not a white supremacist party. It's not racist. They want to help Muslim people and people from other countries and LGBT people. So that's kind of my last plug, I think, for PPC, at least for now, because I don't want this to become too political. But yeah, go vote PPC. They're the only party to vote for if you don't want vaccine mandates, and they're not racist, just for the record. Thanks for listening. Bye. Hey, thanks for listening to The Underground. Please subscribe on YouTube and like and share it on social media if you'd like to see more content like this. Thanks, everybody. Bye.